just so you guys know that. So it'll be live streamed as well. So give me 1 second so that I can get that all set up. All right, we are set. Was everybody able to get a copy of the agenda? Sent it in your email early last week. Yes, okay.
Yes, I got that.
Okay, great. So I don't see Ms. Torres. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Mr. Boyd is not here as well, so we'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and continue to host. Go ahead and host the meeting. So I'm gonna call the meeting to order at 5:09 p.m. We'll start with roll call. Ms. Torres, Mr. Calderon.
Here.
Ms. Carnaccio. Ms.
Here.
Ms. Laharde.
I'm here.
Ms. Morehouse.
Here.
Mr. Ortiz.
Here.
Mr. Boyd. And myself, Mr. Perez. We have quorum. We have 6 members, so we can go ahead and get started. Please note that we are setting the meeting norms, and those norms are to please be present, make sure that we are asking questions, and that we allow others to speak. We are now moving on to approval of the agenda. Are there any questions or changes that need to be made to the agenda at this time?
No, I moved to approve the agenda.
Okay. Is there a second on that motion? Second by Mr. Ortiz. All in favor of approving the agenda?
Yes.
Up, aye, okay. Mr. Calderon, aye as well. Unanimous pass to approve the agenda. Was everybody able to look at the previous meeting minutes from last meeting that we had? It was April's meeting. Ms. Morehouse sent those out about a month ago. Okay. I move to approve the minutes of the last meeting.
Aye.
Okay, Ms.
Second.
Ms. Carnaccio, second. Oh, Mr. Calderon, you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Oh no, that was gonna be my I move.
Oh, okay. All in favor, hand up.
Aye.
Aye, okay. Minutes passed. LSC Chair Report. The only report that I can say from the LSC Chair is I was told through email that she has resigned from the local school council. So we'll be looking for a new LSC Chair in July when we do our organizational meeting. Moving on down is the Professional Personnel Leadership Committee, PPLC, Ms. Morehouse and Ms. Laharde.
We don't have anything to report.
Okay, thank you. Parent Advisory Committee. The Parent Advisory Committee, we have our last PAC meeting next week on June 13th, which is Monday. That'll be happening in the morning in the cafeteria. We'll be going over our year in review, which is something we're going to be going over today as well. And then we will have a small breakfast for anybody in the parents who attend. So we hope to see everybody there. It'll be happening in the cafeteria at 9:30 a.m. Actually, I'm sorry. It'll be happening in the library at 9:30 a.m. because we have field day. So it'll be happening in the library at 9:30 a.m. Questions, Ms. Laharde?
Do you say next Monday, June 13th?
Monday, June 13th, correct.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. So you're having a parent advisory committee breakfast?
Meeting, yes, and we serve food at the breakfast. That's correct.
Oh, on Monday at what time?
9:30.
Oh, is that like usually with the parent mentors?
Parent mentors are invited. They usually always come, yes.
Because I think they are helping in field day.
They are. Field day starts at 10 o'clock.
Is that with the SCS as well?
Is what with SES?
This meeting?
Nope, it's just the PAC meeting that we have every month. This is the last one for the year. Okay. Any other questions? All right. Moving on to sustainable community schools. So within sustainable community schools, they submitted their report. The SES committee is putting a camp on with the Puerto Rican Cultural Center. So we have a summer camp that will be starting on June 27th. That will be June 27th through July 29th. And we are accepting students in kindergarten going to first grade all the way through 7th grade going into 8th grade. That will be happening here at the school. It is Monday through Thursday from 9 o'clock until 1 p.m. They'll be going on field trips 1 day a week, and they'll be also going swimming 1 day a week as well. Every week is themed, and we are also still looking for camp counselors for anybody who's interested in a summer job. Camp counseling, you must be at least 21 years old, and you must have a high school diploma, and the hourly rate is $30 an hour. Any questions about the report submitted by SCS? No? Okay. We can go ahead and continue forward. All right, next on our agenda is the principal's report. I do have a report. I have a quick presentation. Just wanted to go through, since this is our last meeting, and just say a quick thank you to all of you who are here, because I know that being here is not always the easiest. And this year has been one of the most hardest years that any of us have ever experienced. With that said, I just want to highlight some of the fun things that we've done and some of the great things that we've done this year. So just kind of taking a look at the agenda for this presentation, this was our beginning of the school year. As you can see, all of our staff members have our swag and our shirts, and we're doing really well. Our mission statement still remains the same. We are working on changing that mission statement to be a little bit more concise, but at the moment we are making sure that we are allowing for individual differences, learning styles in an inclusive environment, and we're promoting a safe, orderly, and caring community that seeks to develop that whole child. The administrative team is myself, Ms. Collier. For those of you who do not know, this is part I need to let everybody know. Ms. Collier has resigned for the end of the year. So we are looking for a new assistant principal. That position has been posted. That position will be posted until we receive enough candidates, and we will be hiring and interviewing throughout the summer for a hopeful start date of July 5th. Our executive team is our school counselor, Mr. McCullen, our school clerk, Mr. Ortiz, Mr. DeLuna, our school security, Mr. Mejias, our dean of discipline, and Ms. Gilbert, our case manager. And we hired some new employees this year. We had Mr. Lalonde, who's our STEM teacher, Ms. Bombini, our second grade teacher, Ms. Renovales, our 5th grade bilingual teacher, and as you see in the picture here, Mr. McCullen is our counselor who we hired mid-year in late October. School hours are 9 to 4. Earliest student can enter the building is 8:50 through the auditorium or the cafeteria. We wanted to make sure we included our grading scale here so that everybody knows what grades are. As parents are watching on YouTube and watching in our audience, knowing that report cards come out next week, and you should be very, let's say, vigilant to making sure that your students turn in their work. The last day for work is this Friday for final grades to go through, and then summer school letters will be coming out that same day with their report cards. So here's our local school council. I don't have to say that because this is all of you who are here, so we'll kind of take a look and go forward. Our initiatives last school year was balanced literacy in our K-2, differentiated instruction with our social emotional supports, and then this year we worked on math practices, MTSS, and rigorous student tasks. I can honestly and happily say we looked at our data last week on Tuesday. which was yesterday, and we looked at our data school-wide from K to 8, and every single classroom grew. Every single classroom grew in reading and in math. And so what I can say is that our teachers are working hard, our students are working hard, and we are doing what we've been asked, and that is to make sure kids grow and continue to learn how to read and learn how to compute. And so that is that's a really great success. And so I just want to say thank you to my staff members for that. We have our school website. We need to begin to learn how to use it more, and we will begin to use it more next school year. I put this on here because I want people to know that all of our meetings are linked to our school website. Right when you go onto the front page, it's where our calendar is. Can you guys see my presentation? Okay, just want to make sure. And so I just want to make sure everybody knows that that's where that is. We are sustainable community schools. This year, we were able to have programs like robotics and cooking and drama club, which was amazing. And I'm going to show you some pictures from our Lion King presentation that we did last Friday. And our kids just did an amazing job there. And so I want to make sure that parents know how they can get involved next year. So el año que viene, los padres se pueden involucrarse en unas cuantas maneras. So you can join the local school council, pueden ser miembro del concilio local escolar. You can join the parent advisory committee, pueden ser miembro del comité asesor de padres, or you can also join the bilingual advisory committee, which is pueden ser miembros del comité de educación bilingüe. You can also be volunteers, pueden ser voluntarios en el salón de su hijo o otros salones. So here's some of the things that we did this year. We did a turkey giveaway. We were able to give out more than 100 turkeys to our community members, including members of our own community at our school and members who just came kind of off the street that needed a turkey for Thanksgiving. We have our STEM class. That was new this year. Our kids really had a great time and had a great job building things and designing. They were designing projects. Last week, they designed a case for eggs, and then they did an egg drop off of the building and were able to see if their case was able to hold an egg without cracking. We had family curriculum nights this year. This is a picture of our reading night that we had at the beginning of the school year. This was a great turnout. We had a lot of teachers. We had a lot of fun too. And our mission here was to teach parents how to utilize everyday items in order to teach kids how to read, right? So karaoke was there. We had sight word bingo. We had a lot of really cool activities that all parents could do at home. It was very much Halloween themed as well. So that's why you see kids with masks and also with costumes. We had principal for a day. Sorry, this is not a picture of principal for the day, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. We also had, this is a picture of a student who won the attendance raffle. We had attendance raffles every month for students who had that 100% for that month, and they won an Amazon Kindle Fire tablet that helped them as well. We did a reset this year. Reset meaning we were struggling after Thanksgiving break, and we were struggling with behaviors and routines and procedures. And so we did a thing called pause, and pause is our new kind of mantra that we're doing here. And so anytime you walk into a classroom, you can actually go in and say, show me pause, and the kids will clap and they will get quiet. We also began instituting calm down corners. And so we wanted to make sure kids knew how to choose their own emotions and cope with their emotions. And so we were able to do that as well. And so that's what you see here. A teacher really engaged in that morning meeting piece and making sure that kids know how they should be feeling and what they can be feeling, and that all feelings are allowed. In this picture, what you're looking at is our cluster program. This is one of our most successful things, and I wanted to make sure we highlighted them. Our cluster program, for those of you who don't know, it is our autism program, our cognitively developmentally delayed students who are from pre-K to 8th grade. And this is our middle school team, where they created what's called a coffee cart, and every other Friday they sold coffee and or hot chocolate to staff members in the building. They took orders, they counted the money, and then they actually prepared the coffee and hot chocolate for the staff members in the building. And so this was an amazing task that was by our teacher and our speech pathologist, Ms. Shimmy. And so wanted to say thank you to them, because it has really increased the motivation and the like the assertiveness of our students who they really did not have. We have one student who was essentially not talking, and now he talks because he's able to recite and really, like, you know, he was able to, like, can I take your order, please? And practice that. And so it really helped him to just kind of come out of his shell this year. And so we're really happy and proud about that. What you're looking at here is professional development, where we played some games, and we had a contest where teachers had to build the tallest tower based off the things that they had. And so we did that during professional development, and we were showing what it was to synergize and what it was to work together and collaborate. We have a student voice committee. Our student voice committee, which was hosted by Ms. Cole, who is our restorative justice coach. They did a project called Participatory Budgeting, where they received a budget from the district of $4,500 to fund a project at the school. And their project was to essentially rehab our game room and make sure that we had a place for students to be able to go to during inside recess, have a good time, and then also utilize it in the room. We took our entire school to the Windy City Fieldhouse in Logan Square as an incentive for the winter. This is just one of the many games that they played, and it was a fun time. Our kids have asked us, when are we going back? And so this was a great time for our students to also begin to learn how to work together and also just have some fun at school, right? And be rewarded for coming to school every day. And this was an attendance incentive that we had. We had our Lion King kids. Here's one of the best pictures that was captured. This is Simba as he's singing I Can't Wait to Be King, and with the entire cast there behind him. It was a great performance. It was a performance that was a year long of practicing and singing and dancing, put on by Miss Morehouse, Miss Rose, and Mr. Lalonde, and many other folks who were in the backgrounds, you know, sewing costumes like Miss O'Day, and our secret donors from the Puerto Rican Cultural Center as well. We had Principal for a Day, which was awarded to students who got straight A's 2 quarters in a row. And they were able to shadow me and Miss Collier for the entire day and really take a look at what goes into being a principal, right? And so they helped Mr. Ortiz in the office. They ran errands for us. They went into classrooms and observed instruction. And they helped with making sure all kids got their lunches and lines. These are things that we like to make sure kids understand, that we are rewarding their academics and rewarding everything they do at our school. We had our Black History Month assembly, where we had more than 11 classrooms participate and groups of students in dance, poetry, art, and singing. So that was really awesome as well in the month of February. We had Scales and Tales here last week. Scales and Tales is a traveling zoo. And as you can see in one picture, you see a hedgehog being pet and a student at the bottom not so happy with that hedgehog. And then another one that has a baby chick in his hand, who they were able to hold and touch these animals and learn about the animals as they were touching them. And then we have our Lou Digital Playground, which we were able to host families from our, this past weekend, we were able to host families from our neighborhood who are prospective students who coming to the school. And then in the second picture, you can actually see the Lou Playground in action with one of our students, with basic math skills and basic math operations. We also did Identity Week this past week. That was where we gave an All About Me poster to every student and every staff member, and they created these posters and hung them outside of their room in their offices, and then we did a gallery walk by the entire school to make sure that every student was able to see All About Me posters of people in the building, to one, take a look at our diversity, and two, take a look at all of our similarities that we have in the building. And that is our last slide. Are there any questions for me by the council? No? Doesn't seem like it. Okay. So we will go ahead and move forward. Sorry, I'm pulling up the agenda again. All right, so that is our year in review on that principal's report. The other part of that, on the second part of the principal's report, was disciplinary actions. And I wanted to make sure that everybody on the call understood that we have had quite a bit of disciplinary actions in the last quarter of the year. Disciplinary actions meaning we have had suspensions and in-school suspensions of students higher this last quarter than any quarter that we've had in the school. And we really attribute that to a lot of things. And most of those things are, you know, we have students who are struggling right now with anxiety. We have students who are struggling with the instability of COVID and instability of being at home. And so all of those things have really come about for some students in explosive manners. And so while we have had disciplinary actions, we have also referred them out. So we were fortunate to have 2 social workers this year. We were fortunate to have a counselor. And so we are working with those students to ensure that while they may be on the list for being at risk, we are making sure that they get off that list and they're getting supports that they're able to have, and then moving on to have those supports this summer. And part of those supports are the summer programs that we're having here at Yates, like the summer camp, like the Summer Bridge Plus and Summer Bridge, to make sure that every kid is successful. I'm very proud to report that we have no 8th graders going to summer school this year. So that is really awesome. Our middle school team worked really hard to ensure that. And so we will know more next week for 3rd and 6th grade. And that is all I have. All right, so moving forward down the list on the agenda, we're moving into new business. And only thing under new business was safety and security protocols. The safety and security protocols I just wanted to make sure that everybody on the call and everybody who's listening knows what the protocols are in the case of an emergency. You know, unfortunately, our school community was, every school community was hit hard with the shooting that happened in Texas. And it began, once again, people asking questions as to what would happen if, right? What would happen if? And so I wanted to make sure that all parents understood that we have protocols that are in place. If somebody walks through that building, through that door that is not supposed to be here, we go on lockdown. Unfortunately, last week on Tuesday, we had something happen where we did have to have a lockdown at the school. It was not a shooter, but we did have an adult who came into the building who was trying to attack a student. So we do go on lockdown. What lockdown means is that all teachers lock their rooms, close their windows, get away from the windows, and stay quiet in their classrooms. At the time, the police were called, and they came pretty quickly, and they removed that adult from the building. After that, we then take down the lockdown and make sure everybody's okay. And then we move forward with our day. That is the protocol as it stands right now. That's the protocol that will continue. Security was there the entire time that the person was in the building. And so we make sure that, you know, there is always an adult and few adults there to make sure that those people are not allowed into the school and or removed from the school. Any questions on that? Okay, that's all I have. There is no old business, so we will open it up now to public participation. If there's anybody that is attending that would like to participate, please go ahead and use the raise hand feature at this moment. All right, we have Ms. Teresa Labastida.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Mr. Perez. I am Teresa Labastida, Parliamentary Coordinator at Yates Monroe. I'm sorry, at Yates. Just to give you a report about the parliamentary program. So practically parliamentary program is ending. Most of the parliamentarians already end with their 200 hours. We have one parliamentary that have the opportunity to get 300 hours. That means will get a third stipend. So the others are still helping in the classroom as a volunteer, and also will support on the field day on Tuesday. Also, parent mentors support drama class, painting some of the background, and decorating the auditorium and collecting the tickets from the audience. So yeah, that is all. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa.
And just today we have our parent mentor graduation, state graduation. So we have more than 1,300 parent mentors getting graduate today. So I know Mr. Beranjo was so busy. We will like to have you there, but I know that you are busy. But I'm so proud that our parent mentors get graduate today. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Congratulations to the parent mentors who graduated today. All right, is there anybody else who would like to speak? Anybody else? Going once? ¿Hay algunas personas que quieren hablar? If you would like to speak, you can go ahead and raise your hand. All right, if that's that, we're now moving to announcements. Are there any announcements?
Is there any announcement regarding the, what is it called? The health, like the COVID issues that are happening in the building, or no?
We don't have any issues in the building at the moment.
I mean, or any updates? Nothing. Okay.
No, we don't have any at the moment. We just had testing today. So if we do have any positive tests, we'll know by Friday.
And field day, we're having what, dunk tanks and what else?
So at field day, which is happening on Monday, we'll have a dunk tank. I'll be in the dunk tank for about an hour. Ms. Collier will be in the dunk tank as well. We have a few teachers who have signed up. We have a, excuse me, we have a face painter who will be here. We have a photo booth that we ordered. And then we have some art projects as well. And then there are different sections where kids are going to actually have competitions during field day. Every classroom has been split into 4 teams, a red, white, blue, and black team. And then those kids will wear those color shirts on those days and participate in each section. And then we will know by the end of the day who the winner of field day was, because as they go to each section, they gain points, and then those points are tallied on a really awesome Google sheet that Mr. Vera made. And we will have those, we will have that posted throughout the school on our monitors. Ms. Laharde?
Yes, for our kindergarten and 8th grade graduation, is any different information by this day, or is the same like before? All day people are coming to the auditorium? Anything that we need to know?
Kindergarten, we will have kindergarten and 8th grade graduation on Friday, this Friday. Kindergarten is going first at 11 a.m. It'll be outside on the playground. We have a stage and chairs ordered. We are hoping that it doesn't rain. If it was anything like today, we should be able to get through it. If not, our backup plan is always to use the auditorium, which is why we use tickets. And so tickets are, we give 2 tickets per graduate so that they have enough room. And if we have to move it into the auditorium, we will. We don't anticipate that, because what I'm looking at when I look at the rain forecast, it says after 4 o'clock. So as long as it doesn't rain until then, we will be good. And that is happening on Friday.
Oh, okay, thank you, Mr. Perez.
Any other questions? Any other announcements? We have so much going on. I think everybody is just kind of waiting for the end of the year to happen, and that is where we are. All right, if there are no more announcements and there are no more questions, Is there a motion on the table? Mr. Ortiz, go ahead. Motion.
To dismiss?
Yeah.
Okay,
Wait, second.
Mr. Ortiz motion to dismiss the meeting. Ms. Morehouse seconds the meeting.
No,
No?
oh, sorry. I wanted to ask, when is the next meeting?
So we don't have one set because we have to do an organizational meeting in July. And we have to get together with all of the new LSC members.
So,
So it does
When
have
is-
to happen before July 29th though.
And Mr. Perez, I just wanted to remind people that this Saturday we have the Puerto Rican parade. Festivities for the Fiestas Patronales start this Thursday through Sunday.
Perfect. And if you want to be on our float, we have a float. Yates has a float in the parade. We're asking anybody and everybody who wants to come. If you come, you will get a free t-shirt for Yates to wear on the float and just walk that western to Sacramento. So we'll be there at noon. Just look for the float that says Yates.
are we able to set a date for our next meeting?
We cannot because the new LSC is not all on here and we have to all agree. So it'll be sometime in July. All right, Mr. Ortiz. Mr. Ortiz motions to adjourn the meeting. Ms. Lahartis seconds. All in favor of adjourning the meeting? Raise your
Yes.
hand. They all say aye.
Sure.
Okay, the meeting is adjourned at 5:40 p.m. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for a great year. We will see you in July.
bye.